Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about an interesting topic which is AI agent. In this lecture we'll talk about the basic of AI agent, and then we'll study the components of an agentic system and the use cases where we should not use AI agent and the use cases where we should use AI agent. Then and At last we'll see one demo. Now let's understand this diagram. So let's say you have a multimodal model which can generate text, image, audio, and video, right? Let's consider for text, right? Can it write email? Yes. Can it send the email? No. For image, can it generate image or describe an image? Yes. But can it edit or remove some part of the image, some object from the image? No. So for audio it can generate audio script, right? But can it edit or cut some part of the clip? No, it cannot do it, right? So it can generate audio script but it cannot edit the audio script, right? Similarly, for video, if you say, can it generate a video or describe a video? Yes, it can do both. But can it process or edit a video, or let's say tracking a vehicle, or catch a thief? Is it possible? No. Why it is not possible with this generative model? Because they are static. What does that mean by static? They can generate content based on its cutoff knowledge that the model has been trained on, right? So it cannot do any actionable job. It can just generate something. Okay, so if you let's say in case of you have the static model, but you would like to incorporate the latest data, what is the possible solution do you have? Let's say you have the chatbot in your organization, and it provides you the question answer for your for regarding your organization, and and you would like to incorporate the latest data that your company generate every day, right? So how can you incorporate this? Either you can go ahead with retraining your generative model, but that would be too costly. So there is another approach which is RAG. You can implement RAG, where you can store your latest data as a vector database, and then you can retrieve the relevant documents from the vector database to answer the question, and answer the question and send it to the user. But but still it cannot do any actionable job. Let's understand the real software. It can do more actionable job, right? Because if you, let's say if you go to booking.com, you provide your details, the source location, destination location, and the date, right? It will provide you the list of flights available, uh, and you can just go ahead and book the flights, and it will generate you the PDF of the booking details, right? So it can do multiple actionable jobs, right? So how it can able to do it? Because in backend it is calling APIs, or it has some functions that we call APIs to do actionable job, right? So let's say for listing the flights, it has one API. For booking the flights, it has another API. For booking hotel rooms, it has another APIs, right? So they're using multiple APIs to do actionable job. But LLM is static, right? Or any GenAI model is static, right? So they have the knowledge till till its cutoff date, when it was trained on. So now, how can we so how can we bridge this gap between LLM and API? So the LLM also can invoke this API and do some actionable jobs. In here, the concept comes as a tool calling. So what it does, let's say you have LLM, when you are associating tool calling with LLM, then this LLM becomes LLM agent, because we using this tool calling, now it is able to perform some actionable task. Okay, now let's understand the components of an agentic system. Okay, so now we have orchestration, we have two model, we have tools, we have memory, we have knowledge base, right? So these are the core component of an agentic system. So now how it works: when user ask a query, it first comes to the orchestration, right? And then what orchestration does, it does planning for you. It may follow, this orchestration may follow some agentic design pattern. Let's say here we are following a React agent. What React agent means, this is the reasoning, this is the acting. Okay, for reasoning it uses chain of thought strategies, and for acting it uses tools. Okay, now when user ask a questions, what React agent does, it can connect to model or tools or memory or knowledge base to answer the question. So and this part we'll see in the demo how it is being done, right? So it does it in a loop, go to the LLM and do reasoning, and then then execute the tools, and then observe the result, and then again execute the tool, and do the same repetition until the until it it is able to answer the user queries. Okay, now now we'll see when not to use AI agent. Let's say you have a deterministic task, right? So you are just simply calculating tax on a shopping cart, right? So here you have the items added in the shopping cart, and you just need to simply calculate the tax on those items, right? So you here you do not need LLM, you do not need LLM, because this is a simple mathematical calculation. You need, this is a rule based calculation, right? So you do not need to waste the token cost for here, for this use case. Now you want to summarize a document, right? So a one static LLM can do it for you. You don't need to go for AI agent. Okay, now let's see the limited number of steps. Okay, what does that mean? When you know the step is very limited, or it is very much defined, right? So in that case you do not need AI agent. Let's say I'll give you one example. In a banking sector, every day you need to process files. So every day, let's say at 4 a.m., at your landing zone, you receive multiple parquet files for that for the day, and then you need to process them and store it in a delta or hive tables, right? So here you do not need any kind of LLM uh, to do your processing, right? Because this is pretty much ETL kind of job, right? So here no decision making is required. Okay, now let's say for high reliable or zero error environment, you consider healthcare, finance, and legal, right? Where you need to have um, uh, 100% precision, right? So you cannot use, because we are either you are using LLM or VLM, right? So they are probabilistic model. There is always possibility to hallucinate, right? So you should not totally depend on AI agent to to handle the use cases for healthcare or finance or legal. Okay, in case of latency sensitive domain like transaction system, you need to detect fraud, right? So classical ML will work fine. Classical ML classification model will work fine, because here we need to have explainability also. Okay, so you can go with XGBoost or random forest, they will work fine. Okay, but this, if you want, if you would like to do the same fraud detection using using agentic system, then how, let's see how it works. Okay, so now user log queries will come here to the orchestrator. Then the orchestrator will ask model that here is the log. Now tell me, it should it is a fraud or not, right? Then model would say that I cannot tell you, but if you ask, execute this tool and give me the result, then I may able to tell you whether it is for fraud or not, right? So it what then this React agent or orchestrator does is it execute the tool uh, and return the result to the GNAI model, right? So then once the this GNAI receive the output of that of this tool, then it decide whether it is fraud or not. So there is a huge latency involved, because there may be multiple tool calls involved in this cases, right? So you should not use when there is a latency sensitive use cases like fraud detection, right? Okay, so now when we can use the AI agent, so when you need to do dynamic planning or decision making, okay, when you have multi-step reasoning, then you should go for AI agent. Let's have an example. If there is a travel agent and you are asking it that plan a 5-day trip to Bali from Delhi under 90,000, including flights, hotels, and other activities, right? So it's a multi-step planning. You need to search, you need to consider this budget also, and then you need to call multiple APIs to answer the questions, answer these questions, and comparison of the of comparison of all the what to say this results, and then you come to a conclusion. Okay, now in this case, this is you need a dynamic planning or decision making, so it's better to go ahead with AI agent. Now let's see another example. um, uh, you need to compare, you are an analyst and you need to compare Tesla and BMW's revenue growth and sales forecast for next 2 years, and you need to generate a PDF report. So in this case, this is also multi-step planning required. You need to fetch the company's data, sales data, and then perform some calculations, and then combine the result, and then call PDF generate tool generate the report for you, right? So here also decision making or multi-step planning is required. So in these cases, you can go for AI agent. So I think we are pretty much done with the theory part, and then we'll go to the um, practical demo part. Now here, I have already Coin 2.5 hosted using VLLM on port 3000, and I have the tool enable for this model, and the tool called parser I'm using Hermes, and you can just have a look into all this this tool options, and this is if you are using VLLM for inference, then you can take a look into this also, this page, to understand different kind of parsers or other options. Okay, now I now I'll go with all these packages import. Now you can see I am using these three API keys. They are storing into my .env file, and I'm loading it using load .env, and they are my private keys, so I cannot show it to you. And here are my tools. I have some mathematical tools, this multiply, exponentiate, add, divide, and this is my tool for getting a price for stock price for a company. And I'm here using this API, and I have this Tableau web search, and it does online search, and it retrieves data from internet. Okay, now I have a simple agent which I have this tool already defined here. This is my LLM, which is self-hosted, and I did not set any API key, so I kept it blank. And first, what we'll do here is my message, human message. We are taking it taking the user queries here. And first, what we'll do, we'll ask the same questions to our static model, and we'll see the response. And then uh, now I have binded this LLM with these tools. And here in simple tool and function mapping. And here you can see I'm just invoking this human message with LLM with tools. So it I am printing the content of the LLM response, and uh, it will run until it has this tool call present. Otherwise it will return the final response. Okay, now we'll execute them one by one. Okay, now let me execute this cell, and now we'll understand this one. Let's see what it answers me. Hmm. Okay, so here it is static LLM model response. So it says I have this mathematical expression, two mathematical expressions. So it says first do multiplication this times this, and it says 4827. Let's see, uh, 393 into 12.25 equals to 4814.25, but it gives me wrong answer. Okay, this is correct, 45 by 59. And this addition it is doing, but as this is wrong, so the whole expression is wrong now. But for the second calculation, this is correct. Okay, now it for the second calculation it is correct. Now let's see what LLM plus tool is doing. Let's break down this is the response from LLM first time. Okay, so let's break down the for the first iteration, I mean to say. So let's break down the calculation step by step. First we'll calculate this, and then we'll calculate this, and we'll add these two calculations together. After that we'll perform the addition of this, and let's start with the first this. Okay, and if you see this tool call, it has two JSON format. One is it says name is multiply, and it is here are the parameters. So you need it is asking tool to multiply tool to multiply this two parameters. And then another JSON is divide, and it is passing these are the two parameters. And then the tool is executing them, and it is returning the result, right? So this is now correct, we have seen already. Okay, now let's in the second iteration what it is saying. So it got the result from the previous iteration, that this into this is this, and this divided by this is now let's add the two result together, and this is for the second part also we need calculation this plus this. Let's second let's proceed with the addition. Okay, now if you see the tool calls, if you see here the tool calls where it is, mm, here. Okay, so first it is add, it is passing this and this, and for the second tool call it is again add, it is passing 110, right? So once it has the both the addition result, then it is saying the sum of this is this and the sum of this is this, and then if you now check the tool calls it is empty because this is enough to answer the user final user queries, right? So it just generated the result. Okay, now, so static model could not answer this, but the same model with tool access, it is more powerful and it was able to answer the questions, right? So now let's see if we can use the stock price tool. Okay, now let me run this. So it static what static LLM says, I don't have real access to current stock price as of my last update in October 2023. Okay, to find the current stock price for Nvidia, you need to check a financial news website. Now let's see what LLM plus tool is saying. It says that it needs to call get stock quote, uh, and here is the argument. It's called in NVDA, and it's getting result by executing this tool, which is the current price of NVDA is 182.81, and so this is the final answer because there is no other tool call required. So you can see the tool call is blank and the final answer is this, right? So I have searched Nvidia stock price also on Google, and I can see 182.78, right? It is 182.81, so it is close. Okay, now let's see if we can use Tavily web search for do some internet, open source internet access, right? So this is the query: what is the result of Bangladesh election? So recently in our neighbor country Bangladesh, so they have the election results came out. So let's see what the model answers. Okay, so as of my last update in October 2023, the most recent the held was held on 2023. Okay, so that is long back. So that is, however, for the most current and detailed information, including any development reason, I would recommend checking the latest news. Okay, that's fine. So if what LLM plus tool is saying, to provide you accurate information of the result of the Bangladesh election, I will perform a web search to find the latest update, and then you can see the tool calls here. It is doing tool calls, Tavily web search, and the where it is saying Bangladesh election result, and you can see this is the tool and this is the result. Okay, it has the content source, and based on this, this is the final result. It is saying based on the information gathered from the recent web searches, BNP Bangladesh National Party won the election. So this is absolutely correct. Okay, so now you can see that the static LLM, when it gets access to tools, so it becomes powerful to answer difficult queries also, right? So you can explore this, and if any questions you can let me know. Thank you.